so excited to have one more episode, and I have the gorgeous, stunning, smart Rachel Okura on the show. Welcome to the show today, Rachel.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. So excited. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we've become friends like over the last year and a half. I met Rachel. I think we became friends on Facebook first somehow through mutual friends.
Yeah.
And then we went out to lunch and there was an instant connection. This girl's not only like a major badass, she's an attorney, she's a real estate agent, and she just recently launched her own solar company with her fiancé. And I'm just so impressed by her, and not only in success, but just her heart, her soul, and everything that you're about. Like, you're just so connected. You are very grounded. You're into the spiritual world. So anyway, we connected right away.
Yeah, I think I cried to you in our first time we met in person.
And then I probably cried to you the second time.
Just pure vulnerability and instant connection. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. There's been tears on both sides on our meetings, and then we also share the salsa, community.
Uh-huh.
So Rachel is an incredible dancer.
Might be an overstatement.
No, you are. I'm still working on it, but I am too, girl. You are so good. So we share that passion as well.
We have a lot of mutual friends in real estate and in the dancing community.
Yes, so fun.
So fun.
So I'm so glad you're here. I just, I'm so impressed by everything you've done, and
thank you,
and your big heart. And so I'll let you maybe share just some pieces of your story of, how you even got started in law, and anything you want to share with us, and how you are here today.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm originally from Hawaii, and I moved to Utah in 2006 for school. So I went to school. I always kind of knew I was going to be an attorney because my dad's an attorney. And I wasn't really intentional about my decision. It was kind of my dad said I need to keep going to school, so I'm going to go to school. And it was good. I learned a lot as an attorney. I started practicing immigration law right after I graduated and became an attorney. And I did asylum law. So that was really fulfilling.
Wow.
It was also really stressful, high stakes. And I enjoyed it, but I was also not feeling like I was supposed to continue practicing law full time. And I was also, that was when I was in my previous marriage. I had 3 kids, and I was really, really unhappy. I was really unhappy, and my relationship was really unhealthy and toxic at the time. I was really trying to find purpose. I just felt really lost. And this was about 4 years ago. And then I got introduced to a podcast, and that podcast taught me, it was the first episode of this podcast. Someone was like, hey, I think you should listen to this. And it changed my life. The first episode I had never heard. I was almost 30 years old. I had never heard this before, but the message was, everything is neutral. It doesn't mean anything. Its circumstances are neutral. What we make it mean is what creates everything, right? Mm-hmm. So your thoughts are what creates your feelings drive your actions, and your actions create your reality. And I was like, wait, what? My circumstances are not creating my results and my reality. And no one ever told that to me before.
Yeah.
Right. And it blew my mind. And so I was like, okay, I'm miserable. That's on me. I've created this reality for myself. Why? And so then from there, I got super into, that was the beginning of my awakening.
Wow.
I got really into self-development. I got a coach. I became a life coach. I quit my job as an attorney. I ended up leaving my marriage because I learned how to love myself for the first time and accept myself and feel the worthiness. We really all are worthy, but we don't know that or understand that or believe it. So I started believing in my worthiness, loving myself, and I just started making all these conscious, intentional decisions to create the life I truly wanted versus my default life. So that was about 4 years ago where that whole process started. And here today, my life is completely different.
It's transformed.
Transformed completely from the inside out. So, I'm just.
I love that. I just want to talk for a second when you felt that way, in your marriage, and you were living this completely different life,
Mhm.
and something inside of you drew you to something more. It's like your
Yes.
soul and your heart knew there was something bigger. And I love how you said, for the first time in your life, like you started knowing how to love yourself.
Yes.
And then that's where you decided to not tolerate certain things any longer. And that's where that transformation began. That's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think for me, the biggest lesson was, like you said, like loving myself, right? Realizing like, yeah, not only do I not have to tolerate this, but it's like I found myself so unhappy and so miserable, where it's like I woke up and I was just like, how is this my life? Like, how did I get here? Because I always felt like I was going to do something big and be happy and successful and fulfilled. And then I was just like this, I'm like almost 30 and I have none of that. And it's complete opposite. It's like, how did I get here? You know? And then when I learned, it's like, I created this life for myself and I have the power to recreate it.
Wow.
And so,
like, that's so powerful. And I think that you just touched on such a huge point, is that, you know, we as humans go through life and there are really hard things that we go through, and there are traumas and there are situations that, although it's not our fault, there's a reason of how we showed up to create that, which is like, it's so hard to comprehend sometimes.
yeah.
Right. But once you get to, like, once you really understand that you are the creator of your life, and taking responsibility
Yes.
and ownership of how you helped create that circumstance, it changes your world.
Yes.
So you no longer become a victim.
Exactly.
You're like, no, this is how I take responsibility in the situation, and this is how I'm gonna change it, or even just completely eliminate it from my life. But that is huge. And I think it's, I just love that you went through that. And I think that it's hard to comprehend that sometimes when you just talk about it. But my whole thing is, I hope that people do more research on this and just start to understand how not being a victim of the circumstance and taking responsibility really will change your life completely.
Right? Because if we blame the circumstances, then we can't do anything about it. When we realize the circumstances don't mean anything, we're creating our reality. Then we get to, then it's empowering, right? We're like, at first it's like the worst news ever, because you're like, oh shit, I created this crappy reality for myself. But then once you realize the truth of it, it's so empowering, because then you can go and create anything, and you can't blame the circumstances anymore. So that was the beginning of my journey. And now I'm here 4 years later. I'm so happy.
You just got engaged.
A little under a month ago, to the love of my life.
You guys are such a beautiful couple.
Thank you. He's the best. He really is. He's so loving and patient and conscious, and we're just both so growth minded. So we're a great fit, and we're business partners.
Tell me how this whole idea came up, right? Because
so I've been in real estate for over 8 years, and I've been an agent and investor, and my fiance Chris has been in solar for 8 years. And we're both pretty successful when we met, but like mildly successful, right? And then we met, and we're just like, we want to live unlimited lives. And that was like our one of our connections. We just want to grow, live unlimited lives. We want to experience everything, be our best, highest versions of ourselves. And so we had that in common. And he was really wanting to go into business with me. And I was like, whoa, I don't know, and he was like, yeah, like we could do all this. And it was scary for me because I had trust issues still and things in the beginning of our relationship. But then, when I started trusting things more, and I was like, at the time I had a full-time job. I was a director of Stringham Schools, which is a great job, but having a job, it limits you. And I've always had an entrepreneurial mind and heart. And so I quit my full-time job. I was coaching at the time, focusing on my coaching business, doing well. And then in March of last year, so March 17th, 2021, we launched a Loom Life. and it's a solar real estate company. We're focused mostly on solar right now, but this year I'm going to be starting a real estate team, another like real estate team, to help all of our clients who are selling with solar.
Okay, that's brilliant. And I'm not kidding you. I pitched this to other buddies that work for a different solar company.
Really?
I'm like, you guys are in front of people all day and door knocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That there could be some great leads for that.
Yes.
I think it's brilliant. And I love the name.
Yeah.
Illuminating everything, you know,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. So when we decided to do this in March, I told Chris, I'm like, if we're going to do this, it's not going to be just another company. Like if we're going to do this, like I want it to be meaningful. Like this is our opportunity to be who we really are and serve people and love people and have integrity in the solar industry. And he's like, I agree 100%. So then I was on board. We created the name of Loom Life. Our purpose is to illuminate the lives of everyone we come across and to leave everyone better than we found them, right? Whether they end up working with us or not, it doesn't matter. We just want to be like a light in the world that you can do business with integrity. And the more love and integrity you have for people, the more successful you become, which is what we've experienced.
I literally got chills when you were describing that, because I love that so much. And what a beautiful mission and a beautiful vision for what you're doing. And I totally relate. I just think it's so powerful. And so this was March of last year. You launched, and then here you are almost a year later. And last time you and I met up for coffee, and you're sharing some of the goals you've had and things. And I'm just so impressed.
Thank you.
And I'm so just in awe, you know, by everything that you guys have done. And I love watching people reach for the stars and succeed. And
me too.
I really love it. I love expanding that energy of like, yes, we can do this. You know, it excites me.
Totally. Yeah.
And
me too. I'm just getting excited talking about it. Like, ah.
So tell us like just a little bit more. So obviously the solar portion's been what's been the successful part, and now you're integrating the real estate side.
Yes. So we're focused on the solar right now. We have a team of 14 right now. And we call them solar pros, our solar professionals that go and sell solar. We just have the best team, and our assistants, like, oh my God, I am so in love with our team. And we've become really selective with who we work with because we have such a special mission, right? Yeah. And it's just so fun to not only serve our clients, but to serve our people and to see their lives change completely. Like having so much more abundance, more free time with their family, quitting their 9-to-5 jobs, and like really creating their dream life. And I coach everyone on our team too. I do group coaching, mindset coaching. It's so fun for me. And we just have like so much love, and it's really, really fun. So we've been leading with solar, and we've been really, really successful. And yeah, this year, the plan is to integrate the real estate side as well. So we're growing, we're going fast.
So awesome.
Yeah, our clients love us and are just, we're having so much fun. And that is the main thing that Chris and I decided. It's fun, love, and creation. Like that's our focus. So
you're so people driven, you know, like everything you've talked about building this thing. And just from knowing you, like you're all about everything you've mentioned, the love, the connectivity, the helping change people's lives, like that. Internally, I get all these sensations because
you're the same way.
I'm the same way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. And I wish that so many other entrepreneurs would also start implementing that, because I feel like that's the future for business.
Yeah.
I feel that is how we can change the world.
Yeah.
And having businesses ran the very conservative old school way is just a system and program that's dying.
And people are miserable working for companies like that. They're not happy. Yeah.
And so to anyone out there who is currently working for a company like that you're miserable, and I'm telling you, life is so short.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why you can't make a change and a transformation just like Rachel had, of like enjoy what you're doing every day. And we're not saying it's easy, you know, like there's going to be parts of the job that no one's going to love 100% of the time, but enjoying having environment, surrounding yourself with really great people, and that actually really care about your growth and you living your dreams in life like you do, is just extraordinary. I love so much too that you have that life coach background. And so as a leader, that your team really gets to fully take full advantage of that too, learning from you.
Yeah, it's so fun. And I feel like grateful and honored because I get to, you know, be an entrepreneur. I get to coach, which is my passion, my dharma, right? I get to use my real estate background. Like, it's just the perfect, and some of my legal background too for business stuff. Like, it's the perfect scenario for me. So I'm just like so grateful every day. I'm just like,
you created your own little universe that knits
yeah,
all the things that are important to you.
Yeah. And I have to give Chris credit because he saw it before I did. He's like, you can coach, you can use real estate, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, now this is the reality. And he had the vision too, and we're both visionaries. So that's really cool to be able to do this together. And we have huge goals for the future.
Amazing. Are you wanting to go nationwide with it?
So we're the best solar company in Utah, and we're becoming the best in everything. And that's what I say. If we're going to do something, we're going to be the best, right? Not of like ego of like, we have to be better than other people, but why not be as excellent as possible? And right. And so I'm just like,
put up the best product out there with the best service, with the right people that care for others.
Because I'm like, I really believe the whole point of life is to evolve and grow and become our best selves. So I'm like, if we're going to do anything, like, let's do it the best. And we're all very client driven. Like, it's all about the experience. And if you see our reviews on Google, it's all like amazing service, great integrity, like so different experience, right? Because that is like, we are the best and we're going to be the best in whatever we do. And so I don't even remember what the question was.
Oh no, you're fine. I love it. We're just in the flow of it. Just if you're wanting to eventually expand outside of Utah.
We're focused on Utah right now and growing because there's just so much growth here. And what's crazy is all the big solar companies have left Utah thinking it's not a good market. And that's another thing that shows your thoughts create your reality. Wow. So all these companies have left thinking Utah's not a great market. And here we are killing it, doing so good because we just decided this is a great market, right? It's one of those things where it's like the circumstance doesn't create the reality. Your belief does. And we've been able to have a ton of success. Our pros have a ton of success here in Utah. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
But for you.
But we would like to go to Hawaii because that's where I'm from.
Oh yeah.
Electricity is so expensive there. So that's another place we're thinking of. But other than that, we're really just focused on right now on Utah and being the best here. So
that's beautiful. I love just going back a little bit on that piece, that everything that's so important to you, you're being able to live within this specific solar company. And it takes me back a little bit to a coach I had before I launched my company. And I just kept really separating my passions. And she said to me, you have to stop separating everything. How can you create one world that includes all of your passions?
I got goosebumps just now.
And when you're telling me this, I'm like, oh my God, you did it. You know, and there's always a way. Anything's possible. And I'm just like super excited for you.
Thank you. And I love that your coach said that to you, and then you made that a reality for yourself as well.
Woo! Right? You did it, girl.
You said it. and I love that because I always tell that to our people in our company, our team, and my clients. I tell them, I'm just like, business and life, it's not separate. It's like you have your whole life and you are who you are wherever you go. So I'm just like, no, we don't compartmentalize. Like I preach that. I'm just like, it is all like the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, and you can integrate all of it. And I get to work from home, and our headquarters are home. And so I get to see my kids all day too. And I'm working from home. I have a nanny who helps so I can focus, but it's like, I really, created exactly what I wanted. So
what a powerful and inspirational story. Seriously, just from 4 years ago, completely different life. Just so much joy around everything, your engagement, your new company, the success. And we kind of talked about this briefly before we started, of that success means nothing without fulfillment. Right. And so let's touch a little bit on that and what that's meant for you.
So one of the main concepts that I focus on every day is being is primary and doing is secondary, right? And so when I say being, I know you know what that means, but for some people who are like, what is she talking about, right? Being is who you really are at your core, your essence, right? And your being is not your name, not your history, not your what you do for a living. It is just the divine eternal existence within you, right? Who you're at your core.
So beautiful.
And so I think most people are so focused on doing and on the outside accomplishments, and they're trying to, and I was guilty of this in the past too, and I still sometimes forget, but most people are so focused on the doing and accomplishments and trying to do everything on the outside to fill in what's missing on the inside, right? Thinking they're not whole, thinking they're not complete, and they need the perfect relationship. They need more money. They need the right house and car to make themselves full and complete and happy.
Yeah.
Where the truth is that you and I know we're all whole and complete, and that is our being. Yeah. And when we remember that and we're so centered and focused in that, that is fulfillment. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what car you drive, right? If you're single or in a relationship, those things don't matter because you're whole and you can be fulfilled no matter what, right?
That's so beautiful.
That is primary.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. And so when we focus on that and we love ourselves and we recognize our worthiness and our completeness, then we don't have to go out and prove anything, or like, right? A lot of people are trying to prove their worthiness, prove these things on the outside by success. Like, no, you don't need to prove anything. You're already whole and perfect with who you really are, right? And so when we remember that, then it's just fun to go and like accomplish goals and succeed and see how much money we can create, and you create our dream relationship and take all the trips and have the luxury car, right? Like, it's just like, you don't need those things. You're already
there's a
complete.
Detachment from that. Yes.
And so yeah, that is my fulfillment, is when I'm grounded and focused. I'm like, I'm complete. It's not better there than here.
Yeah.
I already have everything I could want and need, but I do want to evolve. I want to live an unlimited life. So all the money and success I've had on the outside is just a byproduct of who I'm being on the inside, not using those things to try to fulfill me or make me complete.
Mic drop. So good.
And I think that is the biggest lesson when it comes to success and fulfillment.
Yes.
They're one and the same if you remember that being is primary and doing is secondary.
Wow, that's so good. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that all the listeners are like, I hope you're taking notes and I hope it's really landing for you. This is really good stuff. So if people are wanting some solar services, how can they reach you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm working on the website right now. We had it up, but I'm making some changes, so it's down. So don't go to the website right now because you won't see anything, but within the month it'll be up
and going.
But info at loomlife.com. That's ILLUMELIFE.com. So info at loomlife.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. Or if you want to email me personally, Rachel, RACGL at loomlife.com.
Awesome. I love that so much. And any last minute thoughts or any last words you would like to share with the audience?
Well, I did want to, before we end, just mention some amazing things about you that I am so grateful for, and that I'm so grateful that I met you, because you're so inspiring, Ludia, and you inspire so many people. And I'm getting emotional. Oh my God. I'm just it's so refreshing and inspiring to see a successful, powerful woman like you, who is so loving and grounded and humble and spiritual, and who gets it, right? Who is conscious and wanting to grow and evolve constantly, but who is so loving, and who you have created this amazing life and this amazing company. So quick story. I recently went under contract with a home. Chris and I we're buying a home, and We're going to turn into our dream home. We're super excited, but I've never used Nudia's title services before. I was like, Nudia, can I use you for title? And
I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
and so I was like really excited. You told me who to email. I emailed Christy and her team, and it's like within half an hour, I get like 3 emails, super like welcoming. They're so excited. They're so friendly. And I was blown away because I've never had that experience with a title company. I've been doing real estate for 8 years, right?
You.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. And I texted you. I was like, I am so impressed with what you've created.
Thank you.
Because I know this was your vision, what you wanted to change in the title industry and the culture, and just making people feel important and special, and like, this is a big deal. You're buying a home, you know?
Yes.
And so I just want to say, I'm so impressed with what you've created, and being able to experience it from the client side is so fun to see that.
Thank you
congratulations
so
for everything you've done here.
Oh, you're so sweet. I got teary-eyed too. I was saying all these things. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's received, and thank you. That means a lot. And we can only continue to be putting out that energy, and hoping that more and more people create their little world too, in this way, of coming from love, coming from giving back, coming from bringing major value, and helping everyone else grow too.
Yes,
we both share that crazy passion. So
yes, definitely,
you're a beautiful being.
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad I met you. And what would be some of the final things you would like to share with the audience?
I would say there was something you said that triggered some thoughts for me, was when you said, it's not that it's easy. It's hard. There's days, right, where it's, oh my God. But yes. And I just actually coached my team on this yesterday, and it's going to be uncomfortable. Growing. You have to be uncomfortable to grow. And if you are in a life you're not fulfilled with, or not happy about, you're not getting the results you want in your life, to recreate your life is going to be hard and uncomfortable, right? But you're either going to be uncomfortable living in the life you don't want, or uncomfortable growing into the person you do want to become and having the life you do want to. You're going to be uncomfortable either way. Yes. You might as well grow and make a lot of money and help a lot of people, right? Like, oh, that's amazing. And the thing we coached on yesterday was the concept of discomfort on purpose, right? It's going to be uncomfortable to grow a company, or to leave your job, or to whatever it is that you want to do with your life. You will experience discomfort, and that's the only place you can grow. So yes. To experience that discomfort on purpose, look for ways to be uncomfortable in the aspect of growth. And there's nothing wrong with it. Just because it's hard or you fail, it doesn't mean it's wrong or you shouldn't do it. That's the reason to do it, to be uncomfortable so you can grow and become the highest version of yourself. Wow. That's seriously some incredible advice. Probably some of the best on the podcast ever. Seriously, so good. And just to add to that ending, I literally had that conversation with one of my team members as well, of like, he's like, it's just hard. And I'm like, yes, it's hard, but so is another option. And so is this other option. Yep. So you get to choose your hard. Exactly. It's like, it's hard living the life you don't want to live. And it's hard creating the life you want to create. So which one would you rather do? Right. Oh, I love that. Yeah. That's so good. Okay. So one last time, if somebody needs to get a hold of you, and are interested also in the services, the email is info@loomlife.com. Yes. Yeah. Or Rachel@loomlife.com. Yes. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thanks so much for being on my show today. You're absolutely wonderful. Wish you nothing but continuous joy and just so much growth and so much success and abundance, and super happy for you. Big shout out to Chris. You guys just got engaged as well, and that's amazing. Thank you, Nadia. Cheers to that. Having me. Oh, love you, girl. We'll see you guys next time.